Hello guys, so in this video we are going to see filtering observables. So this filtering observables means you have some data of stream and you need to skip some of the items depending upon your use cases. So that will be fall under filtering. So in this video we are going to see only 4 filtering operators. So let's start with skip. So we'll see the definition of skip. So skip is basically suppress or like skip the first n item emitted by the observables. So let's say if you have 5 to 10 data, and if you skip 2, so the first two items will be skipped. So we'll see its marble diagram. So in the marble diagram, as you can see, we have 4 items, 1 2 3 4, and we added an operator called skip 2. So the count is 2. So the first two items will be skipped and the output will be 3 and 4. So let's implement this in Android Studio. So let's create this one, 1 2 3 and 4. This type will be int. Okay, and then we need to change this one also. Yeah, so we have our observable, we have our observer, and we have added logs. Now what we'll do, we'll add skip, and skip will just remove first 3, and then we'll subscribe and we'll pass the observer. So in this case what will happen, 1 2 3 will be skipped and the 4 will be the output. So let's hit and try. So as you can see, the output is 4. So the first, second and third got skipped by using the skip. So as you can see, it is taking count, right? So we have skipped the 3 items. So let's move on to second one. The second operator is distinct. So distinct means it will remove the duplicate items from the list, right? Duplicate item emitted by the observable. We'll see its marble diagram. So as you can see in the marble diagram, 1 is duplicated, 2 is duplicated, and we have only 3, right? So in this one the output will be 1 2 and 3 because the 1 has 2 values and the 2 has 2 values. So all the duplicates value will be removed. So let's implement the same in the Android Studio. So we'll use the same example. Okay, now we will add 1 and then we'll add here let's say 2, and we'll add here again 2. So the output should be 1 3 and 2, and then we will use distinct. We don't need to pass anything. Let's hit and run. I'll remove the old one. Yeah, so now as you can see, so the first duplicate value is removed, and the for the 2 also it got removed. Now the output is 1 3 and 2. So this is distinct operator. Now the third one is filter. So as you can see, we will be filtering data depending upon sub use case. Okay, so we'll see its marble diagram. So in this marble diagram, as you can see, we have different type of data stream, right? So when we add a filter, so this filter is using a test case where if the value is greater than 10, then it will emit the data, otherwise it will skip. For example, 2 is not greater than 10, right? So it will skip. 30 is greater than 10, it will emit 30. 22 is greater than 10, so it will emit 22, and 5 is not greater than 10. So filter is basically used to compare the values with the use case. So let's implement the same in Android Studio. So we'll change some values, 20, 22, 30, 23 and 1. So as you can see, we have the value 10, 22, 30, 23 and 1. So let's print the values which is in the range of 20 to 30. Okay, so we'll add our operator, let's say filter, and then we will add if the value is greater than is equal to 20 and it is less than is equal to 30. And now we will subscribe and we'll pass the observer. We can use the range also, it will simplify. Yeah, so we can use in, but for the simplicity I have added this one. Now we will hit and run. So the output should be 22, 30 and 23. Yeah, so as you can see, the filtered data is 22, 30 and 23. So this is how filter operator works. So let's remove this one. Remove this one also. Let's see the last operator. So last operator is very important. So it is debounce. So it's a little bit complicated, but I'll try to simplify it. So let's look at its definition. So as you can see, it says only emit an item from an observable if a particular timestamp has passed without it emitting another item. So the real life example of debounce, which is mostly used in Android, is search view. So when you type something in every app, it will take some like half a second to load the data. Why? Because on every character typing we will not hit our API call because it's a costly operation. So what we'll do, when you type something, we'll wait for half a second or 1 second and then we output the results, right? So in that case we use debounce. When you type, we'll hold all the characters. When after the last character of the string, when you stop typing, then the API will be hit. So before going to implementation, let's understand this debounce operator by some animation. So I have one website. Okay, now in that one, so in this animation, as you can see, there is one button. When you click it, there will be some output of a ball, right? When you click multiple times, so every click one output is getting generated, right? So this use case is same as our Android search. When we type something, right, so it will hit the API, but we don't need on every button click. We need data. When we click, we wait for some time and then we get the output. Okay, so let's see the same example by debounce. So here we have this debounce, right? So debounce, so in the debounce we need to pass some timestamp. So after that time hits, and if there is no another item, then it will output the result. For example, if I do it to 1 second and if I click, after 1 second the output will be emitted. So let's say if I click again, see, after 1 second the output is getting generated. If I click, like if I do the monkey clicking, so as you can see, the time is increasing, but the output is not getting generated. When I leave, wait for 1 second and then the output is coming. So that how debounce work. So when I click, it wait for 1 second. If I click again, and if there is some another item, it will wait and it will emit the last value. I think you got that, right? So I'll change this to 2 seconds. Okay, we'll refresh. Now I'm clicking multiple times, there is no output. When I leave, wait for 2 seconds. When I leave and wait for 2 seconds, after 2 seconds the data will be emitted. So that's how debounce operator works. Okay, you have some data and you need some data after some particular time span, and if another value is invoking between the emission of one data, it will be removed and it will take the last one. So let's implement the same in Android Studio. So the first we will create our observable. Okay, the observable of type string, and then we will sorry, create our observable. So as you can see, we can't use just in this example because we need some time delay. So every 1 second or every like 2 seconds, we need to pause and we need to emit the data. So that will be not handled by just, because it will emit instantly all the data. So for that one, we need to create our custom observable. So that we will cover in the in upcoming videos, how you can like emit the data depending upon your use case. But for now, you just assume that it will be emitting data on particular timestamps. So I'll use the create. Okay, create our observable. Now we have our observer. Now we will use debounce operator on observable. Now we need to debounce for 1 second. Okay, so every 1 second we need to output some data. Then I'll subscribe and we pass the observer. So now every 1 second we need to emit some data. So let's implement the same example. So we will throw our first value, like our first ball 1. Okay, now we will wait for 1.5 seconds. Then we will again throw our second ball and we will wait for, let's say, half a second, and we will again throw the third ball and we will wait for 0.8 seconds, and in the last one we will wait for 2 seconds and this will be thrown. So let's understand its output. What will be the output of this data stream? So let's say you have thrown one ball in the starting ball 1, and it waited for 1.5 seconds. Your minimum and your debounce time is 1 second. So this will be emitted, correct? Because it has waited more than 1 second. Now we have thrown the second ball, but the second ball only waited for half second, and in between the third ball got executed. So this ball 2 got disturbed. So this ball 2 will be not emitted because it doesn't waited for 1 second. So the output of this ball will be not there. Now for the third ball also, it only waited for 800 seconds and the ball 4 got executed. So the third ball also will not be emitted. Okay, and the fourth ball is only waited for 2 seconds greater than 1 second. So the ball 4 will be emitted. So in that case, our ball 1 will be the output and the ball 4 will be the output. So let's run this program and see what is the output. So we have ball 1, okay, and then we will have ball 4. Okay, and we didn't called on complete, so we will do our on complete. Now hit again. Yeah, so ball 1 is there, ball 4 will be there, and on complete is there. Today we have learned about skip, distinct, filter and debounce. In the next video we are going to see the combining observables. So you will have multiple observables, you will combine them and you will generate one single output. So that will be covered in the next video. So if you found this video very helpful, please like this video, comment down your suggestions and improvement I need to do, and please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.